Okay, so season 3, episode 7. We saw this tonight. I don't know what to tell you. Is this a show for the gullible? Is this overhyped nonsense? Yeah. It's entertaining, though. Here's a theory. The void that's underneath the mesa at Skinwalker Ranch is actually the money pit connected to Oak Island. Okay. Starting the live show, and I lead in. We start at 9:15, but I want to start this a little bit early just to introduce it, because when I'm done with the live show, this has to be at the start of the beginning when the live show's done, rather than what I want to do is to show this intro section, a little bit of music, driving. Today we're driving on Lime Creek Road in Austin, Texas, and just setting the mood. Setting the mood. That's what I want to say.
What we need is just damage.
Am I being wrong? Is this show, watch the show strictly for entertainment? Maybe that's my advice. Um, there is a lot of lore and a lot of legend regarding Skinwalker Ranch. I have no doubt there are some spooky things that happen. But I'm a little bit perturbed that the production team. I apologize. I have some hot water. This is a live show, and I've got hot water heating up back here for my tea. I'm drinking Republic of Tea. It is dandelion tea with vanilla. It tastes like you're drinking chocolate, hot chocolate tea. Try it. You'll be amazed. It's really good. But with regards to Skinwalker Ranch, I made a joke, yes. Maybe the void underneath the mesa is connected to the money pit at Oak Island, because they both seem to be produced by the same production team, or the production team on both shows have a history of working at the old X-Files. And why do I say that? And why am I perturbed? Well, 1.6 gigahertz. You remember in the old X-Files show, when they first started that show, it was an hour-long episode show. So you get to the end of an episode, and they would reveal some fact about aliens on, the alien plan, or the alien, what's happening, something the FBI, has this new fact. They go to the next episode. It's not a series show, it's an episode show. I get it. But they don't even hint at it. I mean, it's not even a hybrid. Whatever was learned at the last show is conveniently forgotten, and now they're working on some zombie apocalypse in the Caribbean or something else. It's the way I feel about the Skinwalker Ranch show. 1.6 gigahertz. I mean, you heard, Brandon, the boss man, he actually said at the end of, I think it was two episodes ago, about 1.6 gigahertz is the key to finding out what's going on here at Skinwalker Ranch. Forget about the 1.6 gigahertz. We're not even, yeah, we had a spectrum analyzer that was going on, and Eric had a piece of equipment that was transmitting. Inadvertently, he pressed a button. Convenient. I hope Tom going to the hospital, to the ER, coincidence, maybe. Him having an episode in the same exact location, coincidence, less likely. Him having an episode, a cardiac episode, that happened the same place where Travis had radiation burns, where gamma rays were detected, where someone else blacked out as well and had a somewhat similar event happen. You can only have so many coincidences before you get to say, there may be something, an environmental aura or some impact in that area where there is a well, where there was gamma radiation, which may be a root cause of these physiological manifestations of events happening to people on that ranch. Quite possible. You take someone to an ER for what appears to be a cardiac event, blacking out, can't breathe, can't get a breath, had, arm stiffness, numbness in the arm, which is a classic sign of a heart problem. And Dragon, Brian, he was right to take him to the ER straight away. Was it related? Could coincidentally they have just been standing there at the same time and Tom had this event due to an unrelated circumstance right there at the well where other things have happened? I think that's more likely, but who knows? What you can say is that there are real physical manifestations of things happening on the ranch at that location to multiple people over a period of time who all have things happen to them that can be observed and can be measured. I mean, some of the classical things, medical science can look at it. Had somebody with a scalp that was fluid buildup on the scalp. We had somebody who passed out. We had somebody with radiation burns. Now we have somebody with a cardiac problem. Don't know why the cardiac problem. Not going to make any assumptions about myocarditis or anything related to that kind of thing. Who knows? Could be. But watch the show for entertainment purposes. I sure wish that they would have stuck to the 1.6 gigahertz problem, that issue. I'm going to pour my tea here. And this is what I'm talking about. This is Republic of Tea, dandelion tea with vanilla. This stuff, my wife says this stuff smells like chocolate, and it's actually really good. So you'll have to forgive me. I was downstairs watching, and I didn't start the hot water until I got up here. I literally watched the show and then came up here to the office and turned on my water and started streaming. And these little tea bags coming out, it smells really good and it tastes really good. But 1.6 gigahertz, I think, is still a key to Skinwalker Ranch. And why do I say that? Is because of my last video is GPS is 1.575 gigahertz. And what we have here is a 1.6 gigahertz transmission that is interfering with GPS signal. That's cut and dried. That's and there is an FCC license that was granted to a satellite communications company for 1.6 gigahertz, 40 megahertz band for communication for 5G networks. That was a nationwide network. And the Department of Defense objected, stating that it would interfere with GPS signals. That's all public record. And like I said, the question is, can you triangulate that signal on the ranch and find out exactly? I mean, you sort of had, a directional attempt, a crude, pointing an antenna, left and right and up and down. You might get one piece of the triangle, but you need to do that in 3 different places at the same time and triangulate, locate precisely where is that transmission point. Where is it? Terrestrial, or is it a satellite? Is the Earth spinning, causing, or is it a satellite that is pointed at that location on the Earth? Is there something, a rebroadcast of that signal? Whenever the radio station, and let's The radio station was like 92 megahertz. Okay, so it was transmitting the sound of the signal at 92 megahertz on a music station, hoping to get a similar response. Oh, because it will be illegal to transmit at 1.6 gigahertz without getting approval from the FCC. That's yeah. Any ham operators out there? Uncle Larry? I'd like to know what he thinks. He's a ham operator in Ohio, and he's somebody I'd like to talk to and pick his brain about 1.6 gigahertz with a communication signal, and how hard it would be to find the source signal of that. I mean, that's why I watch the show is because it makes you think. It makes you ask questions that you would like to have an answer to. The problem being the producers of the show screw it up. Now we're drilling under the mesa and we're finding metal bits. Yeah, that's interesting too, but let's answer the first question. Right? Let's find out where this 1.6 gigahertz is. Well, why is that important? Why, when that, and why is it random? Why does it peak and then disappear? Is it random? Or is it in response to something? And yeah, you could ask, is the metal flakes 300 feet beneath the mesa, are those related to the transmission? Were they getting a transmission while they were bumping up whatever they were bumping up against in the mesa? They didn't seem to think so, other than Eric inadvertently hitting his transmit button on his old handheld device. So, lots of questions. And, I kind of touched on this in my last show as well, is that the thing about science is it has to be repeatable. It has to be observable, repeatable, falsifiable. I mean, all of those things about good science. Can you repeat the experiment? If you cannot repeat the experiment, it doesn't make for very good science. It doesn't make for a solid answer, is what I'm getting at. Answer the damn question. The first question. What is the source of the 1 point? Answer that one first. Maybe that, you remember the first season, they had another scientist, another physicist who was on the team, and conveniently he left the show. He was gone in the second season. We haven't heard from him since. He's a physicist. Why did he leave the show? Did he get disgruntled, or, was it an ego thing about Dr. Taylor? Because Dr. Taylor has a little bit more, he's an Ancient Aliens show guy. He has a little bit more publicity clout. He's a known commodity. I don't know what Eric's scientific credentials are, but, he seems like a stand-up guy. Good scientific instincts. I approach this show like I do my job, which is troubleshooting. I troubleshoot a lot for other people, and they have problems, and I find answers. And the sequence of troubleshooting to root cause. You eliminate very meticulously things that are obvious what it could be. And then you're left with a subset, things that you have to test to rule things out, leading you to an answer of root cause. That's the way most people troubleshoot. I mean, that's the way they taught us in Naval Avionics School. You have a test plan, and you go through that test plan. Very rigorous, very detailed, step by step by step. 1.6 gigahertz. They just skipped over it. Let's dig in the mesa. Let's throw some smoke bombs down the mesa. Oh, it looks like a vacuum cleaner in the mesa. Let's drill in there and find out is there a cave in there? Well, where did the 1.6 gigahertz question go? Do you find that frustrating? I find it frustrating. I love the show for entertainment. Because I love it doesn't make me gullible. History Channel. And I wish, is this a History Channel show or is this some other, why don't we throw in Bigfoot? Or Oak Island. Invite the guys from Oak Island to come up to Skinwalker Ranch. If you're going to treat it like that, why not? Well, invite the FBI. See if the crime lab can identify that metal flake that you found out of the mesa. You have some fun with it. Oh, man. I'm not taking it too seriously. That's the truth. Because it's entertainment. And that's all it is. It's entertainment. It's like, again, back a couple seasons ago, where they're dumping water, at Homestead 2, and they put colored dye in the water, and they want to see where the water comes out, and it just disappears. Meaning the colored water, dyed it green, and how many thousands of gallons of water did they pour into this, whatever it was, and it disappeared, never to be seen again. It didn't come out in the creek. It didn't come out of any artesian well. Not that we know of. Did we ask the neighbors? Again, that's why it's frustrating for me. I love the show. It's frustrating. I want them to answer the damn question. I haven't drinking my tea yet. Anyhow, I'd like to know what your thoughts are on it. If you think I'm out in left field, if you think that my perception of the show is incorrect, that they're jumping around, they've got to make it entertaining. They've got to bring you back for next week. I get it. They have to sell advertising on the History Channel. And they have to, make it interesting so you will watch it next week. But I just wish that they would answer the damn question. 1.6 gigahertz. Triangulate it. Where's the source? When is it active? Is it active at particular? You can hook up a computer to a monitoring station for 1.6 gigahertz and find out if it's a repeating pattern. Is it a rotating, is it when a particular, a 30-day cycle, a monthly cycle, like the new moon or a satellite position? Is it rotational because of the Earth's rotation? Is it geosynchronous? Is it an alignment with some other aspect, time of day? Anything like that? No, we don't know that. Why not? That's what's frustrating, because I wanted them to answer the damn question. 1.6 gigahertz. That is an anomaly. It will interfere with GPS. GPS 1.575 gigahertz. If you have a 1.6 gigahertz signal that is localized at Skinwalker Ranch, it will interfere with GPS, and you will see anomalies of GPS, that things appear to be going in the ground on a GPS signal, or GPS, those little receivers that they're working with, may not work, or may report inaccurate information, or may not even record anything because the signal is corrupt. 1.6 gigahertz. Here's an idea. Ask the Chinese, or ask the European. We're on better terms with the European Union. Ask if we can use a Galileo positioning system, which uses a different frequency range, still in the L band, but not so close to 1.6. Compare it. Use your GPS signal, and then compare it with a Galileo. Get a Galileo, handheld signal, satellite positioning signal, and compare it with your GPS signal. And then, are they off? What's causing the 1.6 gigahertz transmission? Where is it originating from? Is it cyclic? Is it random? Yeah, I get it. I'm supposed to be talking about episode 7, and I hope Tom's okay. I sincerely do, and I hope that it was merely a coincidence, and I hope that he is feeling better. They don't say anything other than he's getting tested and he has an arrhythmia of his heart, and I hope that he's genuinely feeling better. Because you can't say that the ranch caused him to have an arrhythmia or arrhythmia. It's not like Travis Taylor. You could say he got a radiation burn, a gamma radiation burn, because gamma radiation was measured on a device in that location, and Travis Taylor got burned by radiation. That's a physical anomaly. That's a physical event that occurred on the ranch. That is a known dangerous thing, and it could happen because you have a well there. You have metal that's being found in the mesa. And here I am now, I'm skipping around, but I still want to know about 1.6 gigahertz, because that, I think, is the fundamental question in my mind. Why? Anyhow, I think that's enough for me. And this, like I said, I just had enough time to come up here, start my water, and start the stream. These are my random thoughts after tonight's episode, Season 3, Episode 7 of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. 1.6 gigahertz, guys. Can we get an answer to that? Please. Till next week. Well, till next week on a Skinwalker Ranch. I may do another video or two. I'll see you then. I'm going to think about this a little bit more. I didn't even write anything down. I was so perturbed. I hope I'm not the only one.